Iran's Supreme Leader vowing no surrender to the United States, warning that any repeat aggression would come at a great cost. This follows remarks by the US President signaling the possibility of nuclear talks with Iran next week. The Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, delivering his first public speech since the ceasefire with Israel came into effect this week. He hailed Iran's victory over Israel, alleging it had almost collapsed following retaliatory strikes. He also said Iranian armed forces managed to break through Israel's multi-layered defense system, including other military targets. U.S. Defense Chief Pete Hegseth held a press conference, is holding one at the Pentagon. He praised President Trump for spearheading what he called the most complex and secretive military operation in history. It comes as the U.S. leader doubles down on his claim that nuclear sites in Iran had been, quote, obliterated. And for more, Toni Waterman joins us live from Washington, D.C. Toni, that was Pete Hegseth earlier, but right now we've got Dan Kane, so he's a Joint Chiefs of Staff delivering his assessment. And I cannot hear him, but I can see he's showing pictures of likely those sites in Iran. What are all the key points made by Mr. Hegseth and I suppose Mr. Kane so far in this press conference?
Well, actually, the video that General Kane was just showing was actually the test case for these bunker-busting bombs. They don't actually have video. It seems that, at least that they've released to the public, they don't have video of the actual strikes on those Iranian nuclear facility. What he's trying to do is to show the public, and particularly to show the press, what the capabilities of those 13,000-kilogram bombs can do, what sort of damage they can cause at these sites, and then kind of let your imagination run wild. He said, you're looking at this video now, imagine that 6 times over, the number of bombs dropped on particular sites, many more dropped on Fordow. We're still waiting, though, to see if there is any new information on the extent of the damage that was caused by those sites. When the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth started this press conference, he started it by trying to give a dressing down to the media, saying that they're so intent on being anti-Trump that they are missing these historical moments that are taking place and these historical things that the president is achieving. And he also talked quite a bit about the pilots that were involved in this mission, implying that the press is not giving them credit where credit is due. But really, we are still waiting on new details. What we have seen so far is just this doubling down from the Trump administration on this idea or this notion that these sites were completely obliterated.
Toni, one of these historical moments, assuming it does take place, would be what President Trump has signaled could take place as early as next week. So talks with Iran and a possible deal on its atomic program. What could happen between now and then, assuming that happens at all?
You're right. The president, while he was giving a press conference at the NATO summit in the Netherlands on Wednesday, said that his officials would be speaking with the Iranians on a nuclear deal sometime next week, and that they will be meeting without giving any sort of time frame on when an in-person meeting could take place. But the president also said that because these sites have been so decimated and obliterated, in his words, that there may not even be a need for a nuclear agreement with Iran anymore, because he believes that their program has now been set back decades. And he actually said at one point in that press conference that he didn't care if there was a press brief, if there was an agreement with Iran, a new Iran nuclear deal. We also know that Iran has not confirmed that any sort of conversations are taking place. That is something they've been very non-committal about at this point. But we did earlier today get this first video in about a week's time from Iran's Supreme Leader making remarks about what is taking place, being very defiant in his speech to the public, and also saying that nothing has been gained in this attack. So implying that whatever damage was done is not going to be setting back Iran's nuclear ambitions.
Oh, thanks. That Toni Waterman there live for us from Washington, D.C.